everybody that needs them all around the course, and that everybody can get to where they need to be during the day, and make sure that if they break down, we have a very talented mechanic that fixes them for us.
How often
We
does
don't
something
take
like
care
that
of that.
happen?
Oh, we usually have 10 to 15 throughout the day that have issues. I think we've already been through about 45 new batteries, a couple new tires, just simple maintenance.
Any bizarre stories you've seen through the years of someone maybe going a little too fast or too tight around a corner?
We have had a number of broken axles. We've had one or two end up in a retention pond. People have a little bit of fun, usually after hours.
I see. 400 plus golf carts out here?
And that's just our collection. There's probably another 300 on site.
How do you handle the logistics of all that?
We start coming out a couple weeks before the tournament starts to number and label them and assign them and kind of move them around and make sure we got chargers everywhere because a lot of them are electric. So having a good team, a good plan ahead of time, and you get some curveballs, but we make it work.
Does everyone have an assigned one, and is it a certain stature level where you get one, or is it based on your job that you're doing?
Usually it's based on the job. If they're having to transport people, then they have them, or if they need to cover a lot of area on the course, then they get one, but some stature can help too.
I was catching – that's not a bad thing, right? I was catching up earlier with John North, chair of the Gallery Management Committee, because of the threat for rain and storms today. You all practice for the suspension of play and the activation. What does that look like?
We do, yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have enough carts, to transport everybody all at one time like that, but we have special places around the course where everybody is supposed to shelter depending on the level of threat, and everybody knows where to go, and we have text communication and email just to make sure everybody – when it gets worse, red 1, red 2, they know where to go and have certain groups that are supposed to come back when play resumes and some that just stay off site once they leave because the logistics to get them back on site would just be too difficult.
Do you practice often for that?
No, we sort of verbally practice. We don't have any run-throughs of evacuating the course. They certainly do for the players. They run through that practice. But for volunteers, we just trust that it's going to go smoothly.
Was there a discussion today about the timing of storms maybe this afternoon?
There has been. They said early afternoon initially. I think they're looking around 1. It was suggested that our afternoon volunteer group, just for the carts committee, maybe hold at home or hold at the volunteer parking lot and don't ride in just in case things look bad. They don't want to be standing out in the rain waiting on the buses back to their parking lot.
What other tools do you all use to communicate? And is that the most vital determination of success at this event every year, communication? Communication
is the single biggest success or failure factor in all of it. Texting is great. A lot of the committees have radios, but these days everybody has texting. 10 to 12 years ago, not everybody texted, but now pretty much everyone is comfortable with it, and so that really makes it nice to be able to hit a bunch of people all at one time.
How long have you been coming out here?
This is my 17th year.
What got you started as a volunteer?
I grew up here, and I had never been to the tournament. I came out with a college friend and thought, this is amazing, and found out my cousin was actually in volunteer leadership. And so I reached out to him, and he said, yeah, let's grab lunch, and told me all about it. And I haven't looked back. It's been an awesome opportunity, and I've loved being a part of it.
You've probably been able to kind of be a part of several different areas. What stands out to you, and how do you eventually move into the head of the golf cart committee?
So been in all kinds of back of house positions. I very rarely have been, front of house where I'm seeing golf. But that's okay. I'm not out here to watch golf. I could buy a ticket if I wanted to do that. But you just move around. You say, where do you need me? Where can I go? Last year I was assistant chair for golf carts, and that was very helpful to be an assistant chair before being chair. I can't imagine being thrown into it without that trial run year to sort of see how everything works.
What makes this group of 2,000 men and women so special?
I think that the goal is just to put on an awesome tournament. The egos are sort of checked at the door. Everybody just wants everything to run smoothly. It's a sort of a brother and sisterhood. We don't see each other, some of the people, for 358 days. And then we get out here and it's hugs and handshakes and how you been and all that. And just, we all have a common goal of making it, an awesome tournament, the gold standard as we call it. And that's what makes us the self-proclaimed best volunteers in golf.
That's awesome. Do you, as head of the golf cart committee, get the souped-up golf cart that we see in Nocatee in the town center area?
Not decked out in that way, but we do sort of know the ways to tweak it where it moves a little faster around the course, but we don't abuse it.
How fast is too fast?
We have one that can go about 21 miles per hour.
Okay.
So,
that's pretty good.
not street safe, but it's good for the paths around the course.
All right. Appreciate the visit. Thomas Lee, head of the golf committee here at TPC Sawgrass at the Players' Championship. Round 1 now underway. An updated look at the timing of rain and thunderstorms with the First Alert weekend forecast coming up on Jacksonville's Morning News.